Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alchemy Factory. It has been over a week since we played this. Over a week. And we still have the feat picks with every one relic. And we've just got a new skill point. Beautiful. We have 2 relics up and running. What did we do last time? I don't even remember what we... Wait a minute. Didn't we sort out? Oh, yes. It was this floor. And I need to apologize for the YouTube peoples because I don't think this got recorded. Well, it did get recorded, but it didn't because I was doing some camera adjustments and I was doing some other things for an embargo thing, which resulted in my face cam being recorded over the gameplay. And I just recorded my face throughout the whole entire of this. I don't think it was the whole entire, I think it might have been the whole decoration of this, but it is something that we've already built in the past, just that it's a little bit more cleaner. So everything that we built here is just what we built downstairs in regards to in here. That is all it is. All it is that on the left-hand side, that on the right side, and everything coming together. So it's basically just these two squished together. That's all it is, except that I think I've double stacked it. That's the only difference. So we have the L at the bottom there, then we have another L on the top, and then an L down there, and an L on the top that way. So it's just all 4 of them in that room downstairs duplicated here. That is the only difference. That is what this is making. And this is bringing in the mushrooms from over here. But at the end of last time, we brought all these logs up here, which we need to do something with, because if we don't, the byproduct of the shrooms will not get pushed towards the fertilizer, which we need, which is up here. Because this fertilizer is going into nurseries, where this planks is more than likely going to go into charcoal and charcoal powder and start working its way towards cork to make steel. I think that's the plan so far. How was we coins-wise? We was stacking 2s. We do have little 50 stacks here. That's because obviously the coins are coming into this section, which obviously on the YouTube you would have seen what I did, but I can't dig myself in here to show you what I did. And all I've done is we have the coins coming in this way. Yeah, the coins coming in this way. They come along here. They go into this splitter and they split this way and they come around and go back in because that's a priority. No, sorry, that's a priority merger I've got here, not a splitter. So the coins come in and then it comes into this system. The coins go all the way through this system, but on this top shelf here, the coins come through, they go into the chest here, and then they come down here, which is what this is, and then we have a priority merger here. The priority though, however, is the coins on the bottom shelf. So if the coins going around the bottom of the room is empty, it will then utilize the stuff from the storage, hence why these are in bulks of 50, because the storage is stacking silver coins. So if we ever see bulks of coins on here, we are not taking enough coin from the store downstairs to actually back up the line, is what it is. And then we have big stacks here. And then I might at some point maybe put down a bank portal and then maybe convert this back down into 2s. But right now we're fine. And I'm okay with the large stacks going down here because, you know, large stacks, you can see how far they're actually going, to be honest. And I don't know how far they're going through this whole system because we can see that all these are 2s. And then down here, these are all 5 stacks. Yeah, so we're okay. We also need to check this relic. What did I set this to last time? Okay, it's balanced, so we are switched. How many points do we have? We have 2 points available. We are on an even number right now, so I would like to get 4 points in total to upgrade these, so we can skip this one and this one, because that's going to give us a plus 15 on top of the 150, which means we'll be at 165 per minute on the belts. I'd rather go to 180, which is here. So it's a more even number rather than play with them 5s and probably changing some things to 0.8s and stuff in the machines. And then it goes without saying we'll need to get the throwing efficiency up as well. Because if I don't keep this the same as these belts, these spoons will be sending out, you know, at 30 less than what they should be. And the reason I said 30 less is because obviously it adds a 15 onto each speed increase. We just need to figure out what we want to be doing with these wood. As much as I would like this wood right now just to go into resource bins, we have to think of the cost as well, because we want to make sure that we're spending or making profit from what we are currently making. So we need to make profit from that, profit from this. We can't just sink all of these just to gain profit from that, which is going to be from plants. So we're going to use red currants for this. We're going to use other stuff and whatnot. We are headed into the growth portion era, which will replace fertilizer 2, because we can see the nutrient value there, which is 8,424, and maximum fertility is 2,160, compared to, you know, advanced fertilizer at 936 and 144. The only problem is we don't need to sell portions, sell fertilizer, where with growth portions we do. So they'll need to be sold, but then also go into, what's it called? So this might be a big setup I might do, just so we can support our local growth plantations and stuff, but then also sell in stores. But it probably goes without saying that this growth portion is going to be needed in some recipes going up this way, potentially as well. So, yeah. But it does look like this is the biggest milestone, and these looks a lot smaller compared to everything else. It will just be the builds get bigger and whatnot down there. I've got to look into the cauldron yet as well. I've got old cauldron, but I don't want to look at that just yet. What do we want to start with here? I guess we're going to start with the nurseries, right? Because if we start with the nurseries, we already know, well, we already have the blueprints for them, right? Nursery 12 stack, that's the logistics. That's the flax, but even though it says flax, it's not really flax, right? And we already know that one line is going to be feeding this, but it's going to be 2, isn't it? Is it? No, it's not. It's going to be 4. It's 4, right? I can't remember if it's 4 or not. We're going to need a lot of flax. We're going to need more red currant, and we're going to need... Sage doesn't seem as important as what potentially red currant is, because red currant is a very low yield in regards to the plants. Flax is the biggest one because you need a lot of it. Red currant is definitely something we need, but we can see here we're only consuming 2 lines right now, and we're going to need more of it going forward. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines here, sat here ready and waiting. Because you're outputting 150 per minute. When we was using fertilizer 1, oh boy, was that rough. Was that rough. But sage we're not really utilizing. Flax is the big one, because that's used in basically near enough every single bloody recipe, bar a couple. Like, it's used to make all your rope, it's used to make your potions, it's used to make everything down here, your soap. Sage is also used to make ash. See, red currants is basically used for this. Soap, and soap is something we're kind of utilizing a lot. Got old soap for these portions, vitality portions. Wait, soap? No, flax is used in that and ash. Yeah, because flax makes that. Okay. What do we want to do with this wood? If we was to consume it all into charcoal, that could be spicy. Could be very spicy. What we've got to do, though, is we have to make sure that all of this is being consumed or dumped, either way, to make sure that these are going. We also need to make sure that all of these are being dumped or created into something for these to keep running. So this right now is our bottleneck. This needs to keep running. This needs to keep running, which means the cost of the plants and everything. So we need to make sure that all of these go to where they need to go to, but then they have an overflow state of being sunk, like your typical factory stuff. Same with all of this. So we need to make sure that these goes out into charcoal, but if the planks are sitting on lines, they need to go into sinks, because if they don't, it'll back up here, which will then stop fertilizer being made as well, because the mushrooms aren't going to get made downstairs. Thought process right now: make plants, consume wood. Then we go from there, because we know we're going to need more steel. Because the reason we need more steel is we know we have the next relic coming up. Well, the Mars relic, in fact, needs steel gears. And then we're also going into copper, and the copper is needed as well. We did kind of look at this last time in the recipes in bronze, right? Bronze ingot comes from impure copper powder, and copper powder comes from iron sand, and then that comes from iron. Steel ingot, iron. So you're going to be coming from, yeah, from the athanor, which is going to come from cork powder, and cork powder is going to come from the charcoal. So we need to get that going. That's just going to give us iron to go back around. There's a lot of numbers we need to play around with. What's this? Pyrite. Buying price 11 silver. We've just unlocked pyrite, right? I think we've just unlocked pyrite. I think I prefer that over the athanor. But then again, iron sand comes from iron ingots being crushed down. We just need to get rid of all of this wood. Camile powder. You come from bronze and you get used. End of day. What's even my profits right now? And profits and loss report. Let's have a look. Let's just zoom this along. And this is with everything being split as well. So 840, 253. Okay. We're in profit. We're in profit, you know, which is good. Saying that, we're balancing everything out. Right, let's go back into here. So what have we got? We got malachite. It's a jewelry type. What does that use? That's copper. I don't know what the brown one is. Don't know what that is. We got the cauldron. We could look into that, actually. We have the copper coins, which is something we're going to go into. Let's actually have a look into the cauldron. We've not seen much about this. And bloody so many people in chat going, Bitz, why not just build the cauldron? Why not just build the cauldron, Bitz? YouTube comments. Bitz, just use the cauldron. You can do things so much easier, and you can bring items in and like that. I know. I've been told about friggin' 10,000 times. And oh boy, you guys keep letting me know. But then again, if you know me, you know I do things how I want to do. Cauldron. Question is the cauldron going to tell me what recipes I have? What do I need to build it? In fact, what's my build menu? How do I build again? What's my build menu? Oh, it's been a week. Well, I can't build the cauldron because I need bronze. I need bronze, so I can't even build it. So I could look into getting that done first. We do have these as well, which require bronze, which I would like to use. We can make them. We can do them. We've also got the advanced assembler now as well. That needs copper bearings. I don't even think I've used the refiner for anything. Have I used the refinery for anything? I don't even think I have. What's my XP like right now? Oh, we've got a bit to go. Only problem is I have is when the time comes to rebuild, you cannot just delete all. Store rating and money flow get borked. Yeah, you've got to deal with everything. You have to deal with it all. Bronze, copper powder. What was it for copper powder again? Copper powder comes from, I'm pretty sure we just looked at this. Copper powder comes from iron sand and soap powder. Okay. Soap powder and copper. Soap is going to come from flax, because we need to put that into a extractor. So we know that, which is going to come from the nurseries we need to build here. Iron sand is going to come from iron ingots, which is going to come from charcoal and all that kind of stuff, if we was good down that route. Or we could go down here and use it as a byproduct. No, because the cork powder goes into steel, sorry. Come from iron ore straight into iron ingots and then melt you down. Iron ore with cork powder will give me 25% on steel ingots and 75% iron ingots. If I was to go down this route and make cork powder, because cork powder comes from cork. Cork can come from here, so charcoal goes into the athanor to give me cork and charcoal. We've already done this build once before, which is in our steel build. So charcoal powder is going to come from all the wood that will be burning here. We then can turn that into cork at 50-50. We have to make sure that what we should do is build one contraption for one line, blueprint it and duplicate it for as many times as we need for that, which will then divert this charcoal back. Which word did I actually utilize that in the build? Was it back in here? Was it this? It was this. Was it this? It was this. Yeah, because here comes the wood, grinds it up, turns it into charcoal powder. The charcoal powder then comes into the athanor to make cork and charcoal. Charcoal comes back around, gets grinded again to back into charcoal powder to feed it again. So we want to build this, but I'm pretty sure the wood coming in is not efficient for 100% line. I can't remember. I'm going to rebuild it though. Rebuild it. Because if you're coming in at 300 per minute, so you'd need 2 lines of cork. 2 lines of charcoal powder. And then you're only going to send out 25 cork and 50 charcoal. We turn that back into that, and then because you're... Oh, I need it to come through here. Everything's stopped here now, isn't it? Fantastic. That's only because the steel's not being made. Did I do it in obsidian? Did I make it in here? Oh, yeah, this was the one I did with this, isn't it? Yeah, this is the one I did create with the planks coming in. That was 210 planks per minute. That was 2 tanks. Because wasn't that 105 lines coming in? That's when I had 105 as the belts speeds. So that is now technically 300. I'm not going to go off this. I'm not going to go off this. We are going to make a new one. So let's build, like I always tell people when they say, how do you build such large builds? We get 1 line of this wood, we consume it at 100%. That is what we're going to do here, right? Our goal here is to get 1 athanor, right? I need to put it on a heating device. Fantastic. Our goal is to make that. That's what we need to do. So we need 300 charcoal powder. That's all we need to do. That then gives us the information we need on how much wood we need to go back. So we need that, which is then going to make that and that. Another bloody raid, 2 back to back. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Guys, go and check out both of the streams. Go and check out Oglar. Go and check out Goodbye Daylight. What's up, dude? We've got to remember this is 25 output per minute. So we know if we want to even make 1 full line of cork, we need how many athanors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 athanors to make just 1 line of cork. If we were to do 6 lines of cork, we times this by 6, which will be 1,800 charcoal powder we'll need. That will then times this by 6, which will be 300 charcoal per minute. We then send that charcoal to also be crushed down into this as well. So before we even turn this back into charcoal powder, we are going to make this from the wood we hear, because this is the priority. The priority is not this output. It was on the previous build, but in regards to this one, this can go elsewhere to maybe this is what's going to feed the furnaces they're all sitting on. I think that's going to be my plan. We're going to make sure we're bringing in 300 charcoal from the wood. We're not going to send this byproduct back around to feed this. That will then give us, if we put 6 athanors down, that will give us, 6 lines of cork coming out of the 6 athanors to make 1 line of 150, which is my maximum belt speed. This charcoal then gets crushed again into charcoal powder, where then we turn that into fuel for the furnaces that's going to sit on all of these furnaces that we're going to need. Yes, we might need more, but I've got to make sure that this charcoal does have a priority split set up, where then if the charcoal powder does back up, it gets dumped. Otherwise, the charcoal will back up into here, back the cork up, which will stop the production of this. Let's get cracking. Let's get cracking. So here's our room. We have all of you coming up here. We have this space here, which is going to be unused. So we're probably going to put my platforms down to walk over this. And I think we just start from this corner and just work on our first thing. We don't need to purchase anything up here unless I need the iron. Well, I'll need the iron later, but we don't need to purchase anything as of right now. We just need to consume. So we already know wood now needs to go into a furnace, where it then goes into an athanor. A crucible, sorry, not athanor. I would like to use this one, but we don't have copper. Otherwise, I would, but I'm not. So we are going to use the normal crucible. This will be nice because we're able to stack them on top of each other, and we can get more for our buck than what we are going to do on the consumption of charcoal, but we don't have that problem because we have all this wood here. As long as we are consuming this wood at 100% efficiency, we can then focus on the plants and then start looking into that. But if we can get the iron up, it allows us to look into the copper production. We can start looking into the cauldrons and then start looking into the flax, red currants and sage in regards to what we need. So we do have a big job ahead, but all we need to do is work on 1 contraption right now to make 300 charcoal powder into 1 athanor. Send that to where it needs to send it, blueprint the whole machine to as many times as we are able to. I'm pretty sure it's 2 lines of 150 wood. I'm pretty sure. But what I need to do, because of the sheer amount of wood, we don't want to sink this. The ideal thing to do is to sink the mushrooms. And the reason we only want to do that is because there's only 4 lines of mushrooms. Sinking 4 lines of mushrooms instead of sinking, what was it, 36 lines? No, it wasn't 36 lines. 24 lines-ish of wood is a lot easier than doing that. So as long as these shrooms going along here have a priority splitter, we will then get them probably dumped here. So a priority splitter on this top shelf, one on here, going into a dump here, but the priority is to go that way first. If they back up that way, they'll sink, and then that allows the wood to continuously flow. Because managing this as a to be dumped is a lot more pain in the ass than doing the 4 lines of mushrooms. First things first, we're going to need our good old furnaces. What I'm going to have to do is we just need to look at the numbers. So I am just going to throw this down here, and I'm just going to put just the crucible down. I'm just going to throw you into there, and then get you into there, and then I'm going to get another lift, because I can't remember the number that's this going to come off. 37.5, which means it's going to be 4 crucibles per 1 wood line, which will give me you. And for me to then break you down, is it 1 of you to 1 of you? It is. So to make the charcoal powder that we need to go into the athanor, it's going to be 2 lines of wood coming in into 8 crucibles. So we can utilize one of these big platforms. So we'll have 4 crucibles, 4 crucibles, 4 grinders, 4 grinders. So 8 crucibles, 8 grinders into that. Yes. Okay. We have numbers. So now we just do the design of what we want to do. So we're going to grab 1 of you, and I think I'm just going to stick you here. I do want to put you on a platform. So time to get as many... I already need nails. I already need the nails. We already need the nails, chat. Where did I put the nails? Nails was on this floor. I just need to get as many of you as possible. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Oh. Platform 1. And I've already screwed up, because I have been doing the smaller platforms, haven't I, rather than these ones, to allow me to it doesn't really matter, because I can just, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the back line, and we can fill it with the smaller ones. So if the wood was to come up here, it'd be 2 lines of wood, which means I will need, we're gonna do a whole line across there, because then we'll have 2 lifts coming up. So we're going to put you down. We need you to come straight up to the top. And I don't think we can get 4 onto this, onto one side, right? Just end that day. I don't think we can get... Would have been nice to get 8. And obviously I can't stack because I don't have the other crucibles. So if I were to do 4 that way, and to do 4 that way, that'll allow 2 lines here. And I won't be able to put... Oh, I could do. I could stack. So let's say if all of these was to come out together here, and I was to do another... Oh, I need some rocks. I need some rocks. You. Bada bing, bada bosh. Oh, sugar lumps. You into there. You to come down here. You're coming down here. Right, from here, we need to put them into grinders. And we already know that only 3 grinders are going to be able to fit on here. If I was to put you into that, we could put you into the long ones, which is going to take up 3 space. Or we could put you down... here like so. I then put another one on top of you like this. I then get a lift at the end of here to come back on itself, where it then goes onto that. So then you're going to output there, but then you're going to feed into them too. We'll then mimic this on this side. You will come out of here onto a line. I don't know where you're going to get put yet, but then we'll have another stack there with another lift outputting onto the bottom line and feeding in from the top and feeding like that. This then merges these 2 lines together. So that then will be 150 charcoal powder right there. Yeah, so let's get this done on this side, and then we can look at creating a stack on top of this with the athanor to go on top of here as well. Saying that, the athanor needs connection with the furnace underneath. So we'll look at where we can add a furnace on top of this. This is doable, definitely doable. Right, so let's get the grinders. So let's get a grinder facing me, there, and there. You guys are going to come out here into a lift that way. We now need to double stack you there. We need a lift to come. We need a lift to feed off you to feed back onto the top. Another grinder there, which is the wrong way. No, it's the right way. No, it's not. I want them splitting off that way. Yeah, you're coming in this side. Oh, I had to feed it from. It's the wrong way. I still need them there. You're coming from this side. Itsy. Yes, Bone. Let's get that there. I need to bring you down here. I need to drag you from there to there. You're going to feed them. You're then going to come along here. You're going to feed from there. You're going to feed that bottom layer. Okay. It might come down to me actually swapping these, because the reason I say that is if I was to get some of you and I was to put you on top of this, like so, I will need to send you up. So either I send you onto a lift, which is definitely doable, and what I'm thinking about here is we utilize this space for something else. We add a lift from you. I get another one of these and I place that here. Can I place you there? Why can I not place you there? What's making me float? Can I not put you there? Why? Why can I not put you there? Why can I not put you there? It needs a support there. Either way, it doesn't really matter because I've already got the support here because I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lift here. So you're going to come up onto this shelf. We are then going to grab you to there. So then you're coming out of this lift from this way. We are then going to grab you. We need a new lift. We're going to take you from there. I'm going to take you up to this layer. Where then you'll come out into that lift. Where then you'll come up here and join onto this line here. And then you'll come this way. So this is going to be the charcoal coming in. We need to do the same on this side. So we're going to get you. You're going to go up from there to there. And then you're doing that to come along here onto there. Beautiful. Nice. So now your charcoal. You're going to be 150. You're going to be 150. We now need to get this into the athanor, but we can't do that just yet because we need to put a furnace up here. And the annoying thing is, I can't put this even anywhere along here. So it's going to look a little off. We also need to fuel you. So I want to make sure you're coming from the excess charcoal coming out of the athanor, but you also need to come down and feed this one down here as well. So if I was to put you here, because the only thing that's going to go on the outside is the charcoal feeding the actual furnaces. So if I was to put you there, we are then going to get the athanor. Let me climb up on top of this. We're then going to need the athanor. I need nails. Typical. Right, so now with that being done, let's get the athanor up here. We're going to have the input. Let's have the input. We can't have it that way. It'll have to be either that way or that way. Or that way. If I was to have it that way, that allows the items to come back this way, which gives us more room for more expansion this way. If I was to put you there, that means you're going to have to come up here and wrap around here. Yeah. So you will come around here. You would go into there. Where then I will need a lift from here to up to there. So you go into there. You would come along there. And then I will need a lift from this shelf to that shelf. Now I need planks. Plenty of planks here. I should really put this into a little storage. It saves me coming all the way down here, right? You know what? I'm going to do that. But I can't do that because the shrooms aren't being sunk. So I could easily put them planks into a chest, but then it's only going to fill up so much because the byproduct of shrooms is not being consumed, which means the wood will not get made. So let's get wood from you. Okay, you that way. I am just going to fill that in. So now we have a full flat surface here. You know what? I'm also going to... we can bring this down. All we need to know now is that this is going to be outputting this. So the 25 cork needs to then have an exit route from here. So I can't remember which output this is going to come out of. Is it going to come out the gold? The cork. Or will that be the charcoal? Charcoal comes out gold. Comes out gold. Okay, so charcoal coming out the gold. You're going to go out there. Cork comes out the gold. Whereas you will need to be crushed and sent back around. So I am going to get you all down here like this. Only reason I'm doing that is to make this one whole flat surface here. So you're sending out 50 per minute. You're going to be taking in 37.5. I need to double check that. Athanor coming out. You're going into here. Yeah, just need to do that a second. You're going into there. 37.5. Okay, so yeah, you're 1 to 1. Let's just delete that. Boop. Boop. So we're going to need 2 of these here. Yeah, we're going to need 2 of them. So I can't obviously put you that close, but I can't send you that. You're going to be feeding my lines. So in theory, I could get you to go here and here. We can then get a lift to go from there to there. You're then going to come into here to get crushed. You will then come down here. You're going to get a lift from the no, we need a platform to go along here like this. We're going to need a lift to send across there from here. We need you to feed into that, but then we also need, yeah, I need to remove that from there. I need a priority splitter. I want to slide you against that. You're going to come out as a priority here to go into there, but I also need to get supports down here now. So I'm just going to do that, and that. You guys are going to come out of here. You're going to feed into there, but also go down the lift to feed your big brother furnace down the bottom. We are then going to utilize, I'm going to remove that, and we are going to get I'm not going to build that yet actually, because I want to make sure we get this cork sent somewhere. So the cork from you needs to go to a location where you're going to merge with the other lines, with the other 5 attached onto this, so then there'll be 6 lines in total. So a cork coming out of here. Where do I want to send you? I could send you down. If I was to send you down, the best way for me to do that would be, we won't be from there. It could be from here. So if I was to delete that and I was to actually utilize this section here then, as the lift that comes down with my cork from there, you would then have a downwards ramp from there, where up here I will have lines with a lift to feed like that. Or, you know what, I'm going to do it that way because I can, and you're going to come down there and onto there. So that's my cork sorted. This line here of excess is going to come along here. It'll then go into a lift, which will go up to this layer. How are you going to feed the crucible? Oh, sugar. I didn't think about that, did I? Wait. Oh, no, because I got the crucibles coming from the... Damn, I didn't think about the crucibles. I need to get them sorted first. Let's get rid of the whole front. I need to get the crucibles done first. Okay, so let's just whip that, whip that, whip that. You're going to be coming up into here, which means if you're into this corner, you're going to be an exact replica of that side, which means you're going to come up here on this side. So I'm just going to do you here. This is not needed because I could have duplicated it that way. You're going to come along. You're going to have a lift that goes back down here into that corner, which means you're going to get fed from there. So you'll be a lift, which will come from underground to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll go there. I'm gonna grab all of this. I didn't want to cut it. I wanted to cut it, not copy it, sorry. What are you needing? Do not copy anything right now, Bitsy. Do not copy anything right now. Oof. So if you're being fed from there, that's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I would like you to kind of match it with the flooring though, if possible. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then you're being fed into there. Right, so we are now connected there. We now need to get this coal, this charcoal to come down, which I could bring it down to another level, which is fine. If I was to do that, I need to bring it out by 1 more. So we are going to bring this back up exactly the same way we did it before. Yeah, but this time we're going to do that there and that there. charcoal is going to get fed into there. It's also going to come down onto a lift, but I also need to do that across that shelf. We're going to do a lift here, take you up to there, and then you're going to feed into this lift here. You will then come out of here. I can even just have it going like that. You're feeding that way. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. Yeah. But we are going to put the splitter there, which means we could send you now into there. I need a lift to go here. You're going to intake from there. You're going to take up. You're going to go to there. This one can be removed. Lift onto there from there. We will get you guys to come along here because then you're going to come and feed into there. Yeah, let's get... You're going to wrap around here. You're going to come to there, and then... You're going to wrap around and come here. I need to get you straight first. Get like that. And I've just realised how awkward I've made this now. On top of this, I now need to put a big old bin. Big old bin. Which is going to be for our excess charcoal, if any, is needed to keep this whole thing moving. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be good to go. This is our output line. This is our output line. We need to run this and science this, but we only have a limited amount of time because of the shrooms not being sunk downstairs. I might temporarily just quickly get this set up now so we can at least keep this moving to see if it's running optimally. So I am going to get a bin here and a bin here. And you at the same level anyway. Pretty sure you are. Get you. We will have a lift. Well, you don't really need a lift, right? I could just do you. Shrooms to come along there to keep things moving. No, because I need it split in bits. I don't want it half in. I need... I need the dollar. Dollar is what? Oh, please tell me you can go to the other side. Please tell me you can go. Thank you. Okay, priority to come down here. Exactly as intended. You to come down here, like I saw. I am going to take you down here, and I'm actually going to put you into a lift now. So you're going to take from there, and you're going to go into there. Yes. We're then going to duplicate this, put this onto the top shelf, do exactly the same thing we literally just did. So we are going to get you to go along there, you to go along there. You're going to feed onto that belt. You're then going to come along here and do the same. So we'll get a lift. Actually, no, you're already on the right height anyway, aren't you? So you'll come along here and just feed directly into there, and that'll be good for that. So that, at least with them shrooms now going into there, we have set them priorities up. So the fertilizer is the way it should be going. Saves me them doing all the wood over here. So with that now going into there, right? So now we understand that's coming into there. We know we have the shrooms. Oh, I only did the shrooms on one side. I did not do it on the other side. I left you there. So we're going from here, here. Bam, bam, bam. Duplicate you, and you. And we are going to do you. We're going to flip you to there, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We put one on the top shelf. Also, well, then we can get you to come this way, you to come along there, you into there. We will then get you down here. We'll get you to go into that. And then we just need to... Hey, skill point. We like a good skill point. You into there. That should now be them dealt with. Yes. As long as we can just kind of keep them being empty. Right now, they're not coming through because all the wood is backed up, which we know about. But as soon as this wood starts moving with the science test of these, we should be fine. But we should be seeing 25 cork coming from this. I'm pretty sure we can now remove everything before that line until I need to decorate where all the wood's going. But I don't have enough room for all of these nails I'm about to receive. So we'll just delete them as we go, as we need more nails. That's the plan. I agree. I need to get a bin. Good old trash can. I'm going to put down you into you and just feed you into there. Right, let's science all of this. Right? Is there something I've missed? I don't think there is. Let's just get the furnace. Let's just throw some wood into that just to see if everything is running fine. That's obviously not going to happen. So let's just let's just move that away by one, shall we? I did not think about that there. Let's take that up to there we go. Right, so I saw the charcoal go up, but where did it go? It's up on the top shelf. You need just you in there. I definitely need that to come through quicker. I don't think this current charcoal is holding what we need to right now. It's definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. The amount of charcoal powder we're making is not going to support this by itself, especially with the current burn rate. It's not going to support it. Now, us knowing we cannot support this current build with its own internal charcoal powder, we need to make an additional charcoal line. So it looks like we could be using 3 lines for every one of these. 2 wood lines to go into the build itself, and an extra line to go into charcoal creation on this side of it to feed into this, but to also sink. I don't have that much in fuel. I could right now add some more fuel in fuel efficiency. We could increase fuel efficiency to 4 and 5 and 6. We could boost it up. No, I've only got 2. I could boost this up by 30% right now. Just something. That's not a bad shout, is it? I might do that. I'm going to do that. I'm bringing it up by 30%. The heat control of the athanor, it's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty. I've said ridiculous, but it is. It's pretty warm. Yeah. Let's test again. Yeah, I agree. Let's just remove this. Let's remove this. What we're going to look at doing instead, turning the charcoal powder that is being crushed up here into, either cork, or the other option is we utilize a 3rd line to bring in more charcoal to power this, and then hopefully that one line could potentially do the other line as well. We could do that. We'll look into that. We could easily turn the charcoal powder that is excess with another one to start making cork powder. We want 150 cork coming from here though, you know. That's what we need. So on the side of this, we need these planks to come in, and we need them to make charcoal powder. So this furnace is going to burn through stuff quickly anyway, just because of the size of it, and also it's supporting 8 blast furnaces compared to this one where it's only just doing 1 machine above it. So we need the charcoal powder to be fueling this one a lot quicker. Well, I said charcoal powder, whatever fuel source we're going to utilize. So wood coming in, we already know that's going to... What was that breaking down per minute per each of you crucible? 37.5, so yeah, it was 4 of them. I don't really want to put... I guess I could just put 2 down. I could go with 2 stone furnaces. And if I was to put these here and here, it gives me room to build out what I need. We also need to make sure that these get... No. Let's not put it that way, just in case I want to utilize the wall to come down. If I was to put you there and there, it gives me room for anything that needs to come down backwards. We need to fuel these. We also need to do the grinding. So if the wood was to come through here and was to come up that floor in here, so we remove that one. We do that. We then can have a lift. Not that. My hotbar's changed again. We have a lift coming through here. And we're going that way. You'll come along here. We will then have... Well, we need 4 crucibles. And it'll be that way. So it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2. Just going to do it that way. Simple and sweet. Make sure that's not connected there. We then need you guys to come down. So you're going to be fueling these. So we are going to need you to come there and there, like that. You will then feed these, but then I need you to also feed this line, but then make your way up to feeding that line also. So would it be easier to get that filled first and then everything else to be sent down here? Either way, we could do that. Because you're to come along here, you're to go up there. You'll also get merged onto that. We need to make sure that everything else then gets split off. 150 should be fine. If I want to get it merged onto this line, it'll come through the outside, which can easily be addressed because I could just remove you from there. I can add a lift from there to there, where then we'll get you to cut off from here. I will then get a lift to go that way and there. You will then come around here onto that one, and then we can now get you. We then need to do grinders for each one of these. Where then we need to do you to feed into that. Yes. We just then need to get a third layer of wood. Okay, cool. Let's just throw some fuel into there. Let's just science how this now looks. So it's going to fill up these stone furnaces first, and then once it fills up them, it'll push the coal along here more. I just want to make sure that everything is being powered correctly. If not, we need to look into a fuel source which is going to be more efficient. What we do want to see, really, is this lift being activated. If this lift is being activated, it means we've got an excess amount of charcoal powder. I should have done a priority merger. Here, because what I don't want to happen is too much charcoal powder to come out of here, and the charcoal powder coming from this way actually backs up into the athanor, which we don't want. So I should have done a priority merger here before it comes onto here, which accepts the charcoal from this first before accepting it from the lift. We can see everything moving right now, which is good. We are slowly, as you can tell by these numbers, this is going to start holding on 7 in a second, and then it's going to start going 7, 8. There's the hold on 7, it's now going 7, 8. It was just holding on 6, 7 a minute ago. So it would actually back up. Yeah, so one line of this, basically what we've done here. So from 4 crucibles to four grinders, one whole line of charcoal powder can actually supply and fuel 6 furnaces. So we already know that this charcoal powder from here now is going to back up. And you can tell we are going to a nice constant 25 per minute. And the only reason I can say that is whenever the cork reaches this belt here, it releases from this lift, right? So we know we're getting a steady stream. So it releases there, releases from lift. Lands on that pad, boom, release from there. So at least we know we're getting a constant efficiency on our cork. So once the cork releases that belt there, reaches that belt, this lift releases. So at least we know we're getting a steady flow of cork. And then this cork will then go on to what is next. So I'm pretty comfortable with this whole build. It's working. My only concern now is because this charcoal powder here is actually backing up. Well, it's backing up very slowly. We need this wood to come in at a steady pace. It needs to come at 100% pace, because if not, this wood is going to back up down this way, which we don't want, because it means it will back up the mushrooms, right? Because it's coming out as a byproduct from the machine downstairs. So with us leaving that much room through here, we could send any excess planks from here around into a bin, which is what I'm going to do. Which I can't put you there because I don't want you automatically connecting. Don't connect to that. So now I've got to... I'm going to have to put it on top. I could put it on top. We'll put it on top. Let's get you. Put that to there. Grab ourselves a cheeky trash barrel. Throw you down. For some reason, I've switched my hotbar again. Don't know how I keep doing that. And then we are going to get a lift from the end of here. And we are then going to get you to go up to there. So that means the excess wood now will just get dumped. So we're keeping that line going. This is obviously not going to be here, this line, because that's going to go and merge with the others. Like I said, we can see this lift come into effect, which is the excess cork powder. As long as we're seeing these constantly flowing, that's all we need. That is all we need. We can make more wood if we need to in the future. You know, we got plenty of room, we got plenty of time. We don't need to, you know, focus straight on a goal just to go and get that goal done. Like, if I need more wood in the future, we can make more wood. It's not like we're limited, you know. I think a lot of people forget that sometimes. Well, this is moving. So we've got 3 lines here. 3, 3, 3, and 3. We're going to be left with 1 line. Is this last one here? I can't remember if that's the... is it only the 30 line? I think this last one's only the 30 line, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that... Oh, no, it could be this one. I can't remember. Either way, we'll have 1 line of wood left. Because that'll be a group of 3, that'll be a group of 3, that'll be a group of 3, that'll be... So how many would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which won't give me 150 cork. Which would not give me 150 cork. Wondering... It'll be cheap enough to even bring wood in anywhere here if we need wood on the last 25 cork we need. If I need to, I'll just use the sawmills and just bring in some extra wood, you know. It'll be cheap enough. What I was going to say, or suggest, is I could just get 1 cork charcoal machine and start just spreading that out between all the furnaces. We just now need to duplicate this. Duplicate this into the next one.